Yeah, I'm streaming.
Boy, you guys are quick. Joe, Eric, RT Hemi, what's up, folks? What's up? We about to get ready. It's about to be a good one tonight. Chris, what's up, buddy? Tim, Mr. 8 Club. We're in the 8 Club. Check. Randy, what's up? Mike, what's up, buddy? What's happening? All right, we're gonna get busy here in a minute. We'll give people a few more seconds to come in. No time for that, man. Can't be yawning already. We just started. We just got started. I'm yawning already. Hey, I'm gonna wake up. We're gonna talk about shake and bake, and we're gonna hit the chat like we always do every week. Randy. All right, folks. I know at least the majority of y'all saw the video. We in the 8s. We got 188. We got to get another one. So what we're gonna do is there is a rent. Hey, Hard Rock, let's get the party started. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it 100%, buddy. Hey, here we go. So, like I said, we got our 8. We're going to get another 8. But that's not going to be probably until November. And the reason why, the next 2 weeks, I'm out. So this weekend, I won't be racing. Next weekend, I won't be racing. So the next opportunity will be the beginning of October, which I think the second weekend of October is the Modern Street Hemi Shootout. So what we're going to do is, because we definitely can't run 8s during that event. So we have to run a 9 or a 10. So we're going to dial it back. I'm going to get a bigger pulley. We're going to try and dial it back a tad. And we're going to try and run the 9.0 class in the Modern Street Hemi Shootout in October. After that, we'll probably keep the bigger pulley on there until the end of October. And then when that rental hits at MIR, we'll put the small pulley back on. And then we're going for some fast times. So we are going to do a little bit more weight reduction. So for those of y'all that don't know, when I ran that 8, I literally had the passenger seat in and I had the trailer hitch still on. So there's at least, I think we talked about it last week, at least 100 pounds, 115, 100, maybe 120. But that's a bunch of weight. So yeah, 100 pounds might be another half a tenth. November is going to be much cooler weather. I don't think we're going to get any more boost because we tried and we couldn't get any more than 23.5 pounds of boost. So I don't think we're getting any more boost. We will get better air. Hopefully that'll put us into a 8.7, possibly an 8.6. We'll have to see. that's the current plan. Run 9s in October, back to running 8s in November, and then we'll put once we run a couple 8s during that rental, we'll put the big pulley back on, and we'll be ready to run 9s again. So that is the plan for Shake and Bake. I know I keep hitting the table, it's shaking everything. But I'm excited. Man, I'm ready. I'm hyped. Definitely hyped. All right, so let's get into some of the chat. Joe Wilson, Don, should I get the Torque Storm slapped on with E85? There's nothing wrong with the Torque Storm. Mopar Motorsports, which is Frostbite Ram, he runs the Torque Storm. I think he's running E85. I'm not sure. But the Torque Storm, haven't seen anything bad about Torque Storms. So, hey, if that's the route you want to go, there you go. But remember with the Torque Storms, unless they change things recently, they don't come in a kit. So all you're going to get is the brackets and the head unit. So all the intercooler piping, belts, all of that stuff is on you to figure out. So keep that in mind when you talk about a Torque Storm. Everybody's like, well, Torque Storm's only $3,000 or $4,000. Well, yeah, but the Torque Storm doesn't come with the intercooler, the injectors, the pump, everything else you need when you go boost, and let alone boost with E85. So just keep that in mind when you see the price of a Torque Storm. That's not the complete kit. That's not going to get you everything. Let's see. Where we got? We got Eric, we got Joe, we got Randy, Hard Rock, One Bad Plum, Joe, we got Eric again. We got Randy, we got 3 Pedal J's in the house. What's up? Hard Rock, thanks for that super chat again, buddy. I appreciate it. Zero, Don, the man, the myth, the legend. I don't know about all that, but we're getting there. We may be one day. I'm not sure we're quite there yet, but we're close. We're close. Thanks, Zero. I appreciate that, buddy. RT Hemi's going back to Jay. Eric's going to Jay. Aye, that's twice. I gotta stop it. Mike's going back to Jay. Eric, is 1.8 official? For me, no. I like to see 2. So we got to get another one. But it's coming. No doubt about it. Eric asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. No, I'm with you. One of the shooting the roll cage going in. Possibly next year. We'll see, but we're worst case scenario, like I said, we're going to slow the car down to a 9.0 and a 9.5 tune. That way I can run either of those classes depending on what classes are being run and what event I actually show up to. So we're going to try and avoid the shoot, avoid the cage for now, get back in, dial it back to the 9s. And that's where we're just going to have fun. Jay's saying yes, because it was a deep 8. I want to see another one. Jay, I think you'll be at 10 easy. I think you're good for a 10. Mike's going back to Jay. One Bad Plum 9.9 is the goal. Awesome, buddy. Good luck. I hope you nail it. Joe's going back to Jay. Jay's going back to Joe. Jay, maybe 9.0 at the Hemi race. We shall see if I can get it dialed in. Yeah. Jay, you're going to be rolling, buddy. Let's see, Hugh. The problem with the Torque Storm is that you're limited in the amount of air you can move, and there's more work involved. I think most people are better off with a Pro Charger or Vortec kits. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I said, the only thing you're going to get is the brackets and the head unit with the Torque Storm, and everything else is up to you to figure out. Whatever intercooler you want to go with, and piping and all of that fabrication and stuff is is up to you. So it's a lot more work with the Torque Storm because they don't have a kit like ProCharger or Vortec. So just, again, keep that in mind. Tim, Shake and Bake is putting down blasphemy numbers. The legend is growing. We're getting there. We're getting there. So talking to Mac, who talked to ProCharger, the fastest D1X was an 8.6 with a tubed Mustang. So there you go, folks. That's how close we are to setting some kind of ProCharger record with the D1X. And I don't think 8.6 is out of the question. And you know what? My car's not tubed out either. So there's that. I think talking to Wide Body Mike, the straight 6.4 record is like an 8.5 or an 8.6. So we're very, very close to that as well. So yeah, buddy, we're gonna be rolling. We're gonna be rolling this year. Next year we'll see what happens. Ron, what's up, Ron? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. What tire size and gear are you running? You have a 3,500 stall torque converter, right? So it is a 4,000 stall torque converter. And I am running 305 45 17s. So chew on that for a second. Mickey Thompson, ET Street R's, 305 45 17s. Zero, because of you, I went to Dave Katz, and he got my tune perfect. Yeah, Dave's great, man. He really is. He's really in tune with being, I'll say, minorly conservative, and he's really dialed into the drivability of the car. Those are his two things. One, he wants you to be safe, and two, he wants it to be drivable. So he is dialed in on those two things 100%. Hugh, if you're mechanically inclined, you're better off going with turbocharging as opposed to Torque Storm. Yeah, we've argued that. Hugh, we've argued that a lot, and we've argued it a lot in this chat as well. Turbos, there's nothing better than turbos. That's just it's fact. But you're right. Yeah, if you're that fabrication, if you're able to fabricate those type of things, I'm with you, Hugh. I would go turbo or twin turbos, vice Torque Storm, or possibly even a ProCharger. I think if I would have been able, if I was a fabricator, I probably would have went turbos a long time ago. Chrome Dome, what's up, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. What does it take to dial it back to the 9.0 class, just a tune? So what we're going to try is, so we had the 3.6 pulley. We dropped the 3.2. I'm going to get a 3.4 pulley and kind of see where that puts us. Hopefully that puts us somewhere in that 9.0. So we'll do some testing the beginning of October with a bigger pulley and see where that gets us. Jay saying you can't go wrong with Dave. That's the truth. You can't go wrong with Dave, man. Like I said, he's dialed in on the right things for everybody. Now, I mean, could we push Shake and Bake to the absolute edge of the limit? Yeah, absolutely. But is Dave going to do that? No, he won't. We are in this for the long haul. I don't want to be one and done or two and done. I want to be able to drive to the track, run my 8s, drive back home. Drive to the track, run my 9s, turn around, run back home. And he knows that. So, call it what you will, conservative, safe, whatever. Dave's going to make sure you have some longevity in your car, as well as, like I said, drivability. All right, I think I kicked that down. I think I kicked that can pretty hard down the road right there. Don, don't forget your car has independent rear suspension too. Yeah, it is still an IRS car. It still is IRS. Eric's definitely got an 8.6 in it with weight reduction. I think so. Like I said, we've got a few things we're gonna do. We may do front and rear bumper stuff. Definitely take the seat out. Eventually take the trailer hitch out. Possibly a lightweight battery. And then, if we take another 150, 200 pounds out of the car, that's possibly a tenth and a half, somewhere around that. So yeah, we got some room for improvement yet. Hard Rock, what's up, buddy? Don, is a strut tower brace necessary on my 2021 Challenger Scat? It handles nice and tight in track mode. I see some Challenger owners using it. So there's a lot of people that use the strut tower braces. I tell you, I went on a road course with Shake and Bake a long time ago, before she was even pro charged. She was pretty much, God, I'm trying to remember how long ago that was, and where I was at. I think it was I already had the cam and the long tubes and stuff like that. So it was, the typical bolt-ons and long tubes. And I had a blast on the track, and I didn't, there was a little bit of body roll. You're going to have it with a big heavy car like this. But it wasn't awful. The understeer and oversteer was not awful. I had a great time, and I was literally running people down because they were slowing down and so forth and what have you. But me personally, depending on how hard you take the corners, you may want to look into it. If you're not, into the cornering business, going hard into corners, you may not need it. So long story short, me personally, I don't think you need it, but I know a lot of people do it. Zero, going back to Jay, say he couldn't be happier. Glad it worked out, Zero. Glad it worked out, buddy. Like I said, Dave is the master. I skipped too far. Big deal. What's up, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Stark's got me back running. A cleaning out of everything sounds amazing. Great. That's awesome, buddy. That's awesome. Big deal. Yeah, Stark's a good dude. Stark's a good dude. One bad plum. Yeah, I also think he's gonna see that 8.6. I think we definitely got an 8.6. If we do all the weight reduction and do a few other things, I think we can get to 8.6, Chris. I really do. RT, AJ, would Dave do an email tune? Yes, Dave does email tunes. He absolutely does. Hit him up. Now, like he's just like all these other tuners, right? They're all busy. So he will get to your email. It just may take him a couple days to get to it, but he will answer you, and he does do email tunes. Dells, what's up, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. I'm curious, Don, what would that 5.7 had run if it had this converter from Pure? So when it was a 5.7, I did have I had a 3600 stall from Circle D at that time. So it was arguably fairly compatible. Yeah, I don't know if it would have ran much. It may have run a little better. But I wouldn't say a whole lot, because like I said, I already had, well, no, I had the, golly. No, I had a 4,000 stall. I had a 4,000 stall from Paramount when I had the 5.7. So it was still a 4,000 stall, and it was flashing pretty high. So I don't think it would have made much of a difference, if at all. So I had to think about that, Dels. I had to think about that for a second. Eric, I think 15s would be sick. Yeah, but there's some other things we got to do to get the 15s in there. I mean, if we begin having traction problems, we possibly could have to move to 15s. There's Mac. Mac says 8.5 to come. And I don't doubt Mac. Everything he said so far has come to pass. Literally Saturday, he said, put the tires at 16, do this, do that. I did those few things, and he said, you'll run an 8.8. And that's exactly what we ran, an 8.8. So if Max says 8.5s to come, we're probably going to get to an 8.5. Eric, Dave is in tune. Laugh out loud. He is a tuner. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Jay, he does do email tuning. Yep. Zero RT Hemming, he does great. He does a great email tune and takes pride in getting it perfect. He does. He takes a lot of pride in his tuning. That is for sure. And I'm pretty sure you could say that of all tuners. But yeah, Dave takes a lot of pride in his work. All right, Jay's telling Mac to ask Dave. Dave does. I'm telling you, Dave does it. You just got to email him. And Mac brings out two great points. So email tuning. I know everyone likes email tunings because you don't have to have a dyno and all of that, and you can do it on the street, and you can do the pulls and stuff like that. But what Mac says, good logs and an AFR gauge are 100% required to get a good tune. The AFR gauge is required. I would say, yeah, it is required. It is required. And you also have to have some way to get that reading either into the log or a video of your AFR gauge. So Dave can kind of combine those and do his thing. So it's just not having a gauge. It's having a gauge and the ability to video that gauge while you're doing the pull, and then equate that video to the log so everything's in tune. So you got to do some of your homework too to make email logging or email tuning work. RT Hemming, nice, definitely fighting some drivability problems. Yeah, I would hit up Dave and see what he says. Max says I'm not Dave's middleman. Chrome Dome, does Dave tune with HP? Yes, he does. He does HP and Diablo, so he can do with either. He can deal with either. Mac, my guess is email. Right on. Joe, I've been thinking about turbos, but can't find kits for a good price. Every part I put into my car, I financed. Laugh out loud. 4-cam. Gears, new valves, and full timing set, and 2 cams later. Yeah. So, yeah, Joe, that's one of the things you gotta have that goal. You gotta have that forward looking to make sure you're buying the right things for the future, not just for now, but for the future of the build too as well. But yeah, turbo kits are expensive. I mean, Pro Charger and Vortec kits are expensive. Right? Yeah. No matter what forced induction route you go, it's expensive. Whipples are expensive. Magnusons are expensive. It's all expensive. But turbos are typically usually a tad more because of all the fabrication that goes into it. Hugh, instead of changing pulleys, would you consider different tunes instead? This way you could just install the tune you want depending on DA. That is true. We could also do that. But I think the pulley change is better for me because I want to stay I want to stay at that level for a while. If I was just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, yeah, maybe we do tunes. But I think for now, and probably for a good chunk of next year, we're going to stay in that 9095 area. So Jay saying Dave does Diablo. Yes, sir. Ron, thanks, Don. Great time for those tires. Yeah. You look like you hooked great on that 8 run and that weight. Very impressive. Just going to keep getting faster. That's the plan. Eventually, we are going to get faster. Now, what route we go, I don't know. We're going to see what ProCharger comes up with. Maybe we go F1A94, or maybe we go twin turbos, but that's not until late next year at best. The car's been down for so long this year. I just want to enjoy it the rest of this year, enjoy it a majority of next year, and we'll see what happens. Joe, Dave to my RT. He knows his stuff. If anyone's curious, Don sent me to. All right, Joe. Mac, I'm doing something that will allow him to adjust boost without messing with the pulley. But for now, we're just going to toss the pulley on because it's that simple. Don't have to change the tune. Yeah. And the Holly will pick up a lot of that stuff too. When we do the pulley change, the Holly will pick some of that stuff. Derek, what's up, Derek? Thanks for chiming in, buddy. I'm installing an ice tank over the winter for my positive displacement 5.7. Can you make a video on your water line route? I would like to see how you did it. All right, so what we did is the tank sits in the tire well. I'll just explain it, and I'll do a video on it. But the ice tank sits in the spare tire well. We ran the water lines up the passenger side underneath the carpeting on the passenger side, and we drilled a hole out where the cabin filter is. So we took out that whole cabin filter, drilled a hole right there, ran them down inside the car. So you can run them outside the car, so you don't have to deal with cutting holes and losing your cabin filter and all of that. You can run them outside of the car, but we chose to run them inside the car at that time. But I'll do a video, Derek, let you know where they're at. Joe, go check out Walker Performance Turbo Kits. Yeah, there's a number of folks out there that are now putting out turbo kits. So yeah, check them out. Going with a set of slicks would probably allow you to launch a little harder if you're looking to run a number. True. We may one day go ahead and do that. Holly is tuned for high boost. It'll adjust for the lower boost automatically. Yep. Eric Mac, hope you're feeling better. Jay's going back to Hugh. Yeah, I did try bias ply and they didn't work so well. So we had to go back to radials. Mike's going back to Mac. Mac's talking about the strut bar. Yeah, Mac does like the corners. Yeah, Mac's doing better. So Mac's going over his story there real quick for y'all. Yeah, the Caltracs are expensive. I mean, they're not Mensa expensive, but they are pretty pricey. They were $1,400 through Messick Racing is where I got mine from. Mike's going back to Mac. Ron is going back to Mac. Mac saying, hey, we'll probably do a video on it, Ron. We'll do a video on it. 10-4, 392 Mopar. What's up, buddy? What's happening, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate it. Jay's going 392. All right, we got Stuart. Stuart with a $2 super chat, man. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Do you have a built 90? Yes, my HP 90 is built by which I do have to add them over here somewhere. Simple Speed and Performance built my 90. So I do have a built 90. Again, appreciate the super chat 100%. You know, all that goes right back in. Well, what YouTube gives me of that super chat goes right back into Shake and Bake. Ronald gets shared. Yep. Had Don listened to Max sooner, we gone faster than 570 in the stock block. We could have went faster with the stock block. There's no doubt. I'm 100% with that too. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, no doubt. The 5.7 still had more in it. Mac, you're funny. You know he don't listen. I listen. It's not that I don't listen. It's just I don't implement sometimes. Eric, 15-inch conversion as brakes and everything. I think it's a lot. Yeah, it is. There's a little bit to the 15-inch conversion. Jay is picking up the 5.7 where I kind of left off. Yeah, Jay's just trying to prove his thoughts out there. So he's got some thoughts on the 5.7. So yeah, Jay's got plenty of blocks to replace one if he blows up his 5.7. Hugh's going to Jay. Chrome Dome. Does Dave have a set HP template that he uses? No, every car is different. So he doesn't do templates. He doesn't copy paste. He doesn't do any of that stuff. Dave does his own tunes, and he's basically going to start you from scratch. He's going to tell you to grab a couple logs. I'm not sure what he asks for because I never did email with Dave, but he's going to ask you for some logs. He's going to send you tune. You're going to have to drive the car. You're going to send him logs. You're going to go back and forth a couple times, but he will get you dialed in. Eric, like the 6.1 head idea. Yep. So, all right, I'm taking template as a template for every car. But he'll send you a bass tune to get started, and then there's some back and forth. So if that's what you meant by template, then yes, he's going to send you a bass tune. You'll run that tune. You'll do some more logging. You'll send that log back to Dave. He'll do his magic on the keyboard, send you back another tune. So just keep in mind, it's going to take a couple back and forths to get it right. Jay's going back to Hugh. Jay's going back to Eric. One Bad Plum. Agree on the issue with slicks in those heavy cars. Yeah. Jay, sway because of your front tire PSI. Trust me. Source first-hand experience solving it. Derek, Green Tunes mine. He also requires a video of AFR. The issue I've been running into is when I use my GoPro, the screen on the gauge flashes in the video. Is there some way I can fix that? I had the same problem with that. One thing you can do is try and shade your gauge. I took some blue tape and kind of made a shade over top of my gauge so there wasn't as much light hitting it. And then that did help a little bit. But it is tough to videotape a gauge because they're LEDs, and cameras and LEDs don't mix very well. And it's just hard to get it to where it won't flash like that or just go blank and you can't see it. I know exactly what you're talking about, Derek. I dealt with it for years. Jay and I put up with it for years. Jay be like, I can't see this thing. You got to get me something I can see. And finally I figured out putting a little tape over there does help. Stuart, thinking about going single turbo. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I've been on bias all around. Yes, sir. Mac's done about everything you could think of. Jay, there's a lot that went into why I'm going that way, but the short story is I'm dropping compression because I'm boost the piss out of this thing. I hear you. Mac will get it all here sorted soon. Man, you guys are killing me in the chat. I'm trying to catch up. Slow down. Eric, me either, Jay. Love the 6'1" stuff too. Yep. Ron, holy crap, Mac. You're brave going 160 all bias. I know, right? Mac, also, I did the alignment on Dawn's car. It made a big difference on the 60 foot, how straight she goes. Making another change Saturday morning for the car show. Yes, we are. We are adding some thicker rubbers for the springs in the back. So we're going to gain a little bit more clearance in the back because the car is, as y'all seen in the dyno videos, we actually hit the tires a couple times and it does sit low. Tim, my dad's 32 is on old school bias. It's sketchy. It is. Bias ply are sketchy. On bias ply all around, car gets squirrely at half track into the end. It does. Mac, bias is stable. If your air PSI is right and your suspension is on point, most people don't have everything dialed in. That's a lot of the issue. I'll help Jay get his right. He'll report back. There we go. Jay, I had experience too. Excuse me again. Again, Stuart, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it, buddy. 100%. I'm a hot rod. What's up, buddy? Hey, I remember you did a larger radiator. How did it help with the ProCharger intercooler in front? And how does it help with your engine temps? So I don't have the ProCharger intercooler up front anymore. I haven't had that. For a long time. And I didn't have the bigger radiator when I had the ProCharger air-to-air intercooler. I didn't get the larger radiator until after I went air to water. So it helps a lot with the air temps because it's thicker, holds more fluid, thus more heat dissipation. That's the whole auspice behind getting a thicker, larger radiator. So it does help. Does help keep things cooler. Mac mentions getting the charge tube off the ProCharger more straight. How much difference does it make if it's not so straight? So it's basically the way air travels. If the more curves air has to travel, the more it slows down. So the straighter into your throttle body the air is, the faster it's going to get pushed through there. So that's the theory of going straighter versus all of the curves to get there. One bad plum. I just switched back to E-Tree Street R's. I love the E-Tree Street R's. They're awesome. Big facts. The only different on mine is I don't have full AED rear setup yet. I still have the Swan stuff. Yep. Mac, if your front bias is over 28, it's going to be unstable. Jay had his up there pretty high at 34. Mine was not stable. At 6 PSI changed the game. That's the sweet spot, and 30 PSI works. Actually, I had mine at 30 on Saturday. So my front are bias ply, my rear are radials. And you can get away with that because it works. It doesn't work the other way around. You can't have radials up front and bias ply in the back. That doesn't work. That you will get squirrely. So if you want to have both, run bias ply up front, radials in the back. One bad plum. I have full AED rear. Yeah, the AED stuff is top notch. Yes, it's expensive, but it's buy once, cry once, and you'll never have to worry about your suspension again. Jay's going back to Mac. I was at 40, dropped down to 28, but honestly, I'll pay you to dial. I'll pay you to dial it in for me. Pitbull, what's up, buddy? Hey Don, I got Boosted Motorsport to help me with the Ram Warlock putting the supercharger on it. He's on YouTube. Yep, I'm hoping we put it on his channel. That'd be cool. That would be definitely cool if he can put it up on his channel. And your car looks sick running like a... I got you, Pitbull. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Jay's, you are running out of time, man. October's right around the corner, buddy. Mac, my arms are 100% stock except for the lower trailing arms, and my car is stable on bias, but I toss my car on the rack a lot and keep things in check. Yeah. One bad plum, Jay. I had serious issues bending the swan arms. Interesting. Eric, Boosted Motorsports, John is a cool dude. He does top-notch work. Yeah, that's awesome, Pitbull. That's awesome. Yeah, AAD is 100%. 100%. If you want to go suspension and you don't want to worry about it ever again, go AAD. Jay's going AAD. Stuart, I have a 392. I'm thinking staying just NA. I'll tell you, there's nothing wrong with staying NA. A 392 is a fast car NA. I mean, there's people that have run 11. I don't know what the record is for a stock NA 392s, like 11.5, 11.6, something. That's stock, all stock. No cam, no headers, no nothing. Just straight stock scat pack. I think it's like 11.5, 11.6, something like that. So in NA, you're going to have a lot less problems than you are if you boost it. And especially the 392, because unless you're planning on doing drop-ins, you can't go over 8 pounds of boost in a stock 6.4 392. If you go over 8, you're asking for problems, and 8 is kind of really on the edge. So keep that in mind. If you do go boosted, Stuart, don't go over 8 pounds of boost, because you're gonna blow a piston, and then then everything's gonna get tore up. But staying NA, hey, sometimes I say this sometimes too. It's like, man, I think I've even told back this sometimes. Like, I just wish I would have stayed NA. If I'd have just stayed naturally aspirated, I wouldn't have any of these problems. The car would have been running what it's been running, and it'd be consistent, and I'd still be on the stock 5.7 if I stayed NA. But yeah, nothing wrong with staying NA. RT AAD drag pack made a huge difference. Yep. Shame they don't make the SRT style spindle as well. Yeah, right. Don't give them any ideas, because they probably will. Eric got 29. That's the most. I don't think I've ever had more 29 people in here, so that's awesome. I'm looking at 27 now, I think. But yeah, 29. I don't think I've had more than 29. Absolutely, it will help you. So obviously suspension doesn't give you horsepower, but it allows you to put that horsepower to the ground without spinning. So yeah, AAD drag pack will definitely help in your quarter. If you're having problems hooking, if you're not having problems hooking, drag pack's not going to help you. But if you're having problems hooking, the drag pack 100% will help. Yeah, buddy, smash that like button. Jay, new video will be recorded with Mac and I'm messing with push rods. Hopefully we'll be able to post this. Nice, Jay. Nice. Get them videos out there. You know the deal. It's a grind. Eric, nice, Jay. Y'all pay the man for making y'all content. I know, right? Pitbull, my Ram Warlock 5.7 with a Whipple. And work top half, then doing the bottom half in the weeks to come. Nice. Nice. Joe looked up Walker, couldn't find anything but turbo cams. One Bad Plum, if you want to throw the link in here, go ahead and throw the link in here for Joe to the Walker turbo kit. Eric, heck yeah. All right, Jay, yeah. I pay Mac no attention. We verbally spar at the shop all the time. But it's just good fun. All right, if you're using HP tuners, AM, AFR has a sandwich on the OB2 that you can log directly with HP tuners. That is true, but you have to get the right AEM AFR gauge. I can't look on HP tuners website. They tell you which one to get. So if you get the wrong one, it's not going to work. You have to get the right one. Along with, like he said, the OBD2, the little dongle that comes with it. You're going to need that. So Diablo, I tried Diablo 50 times trying to get the AFR to work in Diablo. Never got it to work. So be careful with Diablo. Chris, sorry, it's Walker induction service. All right. Yeah, if you guys want to throw Walker Induction Solutions service, whichever one they are, just throw the link in there, and that way he can just copy and paste it. I'll have to check these guys out after the chat. Eric, yes, can't wait till I hit the track here in Florida. Nice, Pitbull, nice. Edward, thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Would a F1A94 help me hook better than the F1A, seeing that it comes on later in the RPMs? I don't think that's going to help you hook. Suspension and tires are the two things that are going to help you hook better. So yeah, it's not your F1A94 that's making you not hook. It's the suspension and getting that suspension dialed in. And it really depends on how much power you're making too. Eric's going back to Pitbull. Stewart, Shake and Bake a daily driver. Here's one of those, you know, what's really the definition of a daily driver? Is a daily driver driving it every day, or is it driving it 2-3 times a week? What's your real definition of a daily driver? If it's, you know, twice a week or so, you know, once, twice, maybe 3 times a week. I do drive Shake and Bake roughly that amount of times, but I don't drive her necessarily every day. Eric doesn't like to turn. Yep. Eric, makes sense. What do I think it'll run? Your 5.7 with a Whipple. I mean, I don't know all the specifics. Mid 11s, mid to low 11s, depending on your tune and how well it's dialed in. I think mid 11s would definitely work. Edward, think about sending my F1A to make it an F1A94 to Pro Charger, which is about 2,000 instead of buying new. Yes, that does make more sense, because the F1A94 I think is like $4,000, 4,500, somewhere around there. Yeah, the F1A94 is not cheap. Eric saying 10.2. Max saying you can run your fronts a little more with the radio on the back. Plan to mess with that in November at the rental. Eric saying, I don't know, 12 to 11. All right. Pitbull, really nice. Yeah, not knowing your full setup and you know what you've run in the past, but I would probably say you're in that mid 11 range. Can't wait. The truck will be sick. Yes, sir. Next time I'm in Florida, we'll try to see if we can't hook up. Which may be the Monter Street Hemi shootout next year, depending on how it goes. Chrome Dome Scavenger 1320, 1088 on a fully stocked 1320. Nice. Mine's the fastest non-tin can at 11.1 with the stock cam, stock headers, and stuff. Scavengers 1320 dipped into the 10s with massive weight reduction. Gotcha. Scavenger 1320 has to have the fastest stock 392. Yep. Bad Pump was more consistent when I was NA. 100%. That's another good thing about being naturally aspirated is, yeah, it will run that number consistently. Tim, dude took 400 or so pounds out of it. Yeah, weight reduction is the cheapest way to power. That's for sure. Scavenger's like 35 or 3,600 pounds. Max was 3,950. Mine's 4,350 with me in it. So we're going to try and... Excuse me. We're going to try and knock that down quite a bit, especially for November. I see the Kirky seat's cheating. The Kirky seat is cheating. So yes, it has to be a tin can. Yeah, especially if he's down to that in the 35, 3,600, it's got to be torn down. My car bone stock hit 11.5 with my drag pack, 0 mods, other than wheels, no weight out. I can't strip my car like Scavenger 13. My wife would hang me. I hear you. Won't allow the rear seat delete yet. I hear you, Tim. I won't run a Kirky. I like comfort. Yeah, those Kirkys are not comfortable. Even if you put padding in them, those Kirkys are not comfortable. I'm getting too old to pull weight before the track. I hear you. I hear you, One Bad Plum. I hear you. Comfort's where it's at. Make more power. It's way cooler. Yeah, I'm just going to pull my seats out, run drag radials if I'm running times. Yep. 883 with passenger seat and all. Tells me power is the answer to comfort. I know, right? And AC. Yes, it still has AC. Stuart, hopefully next MSHS won't get rained out. Yeah, we'll see. We'll be there. We'll be there in October. BPAT, what's up? Evening, I was just listening, catching up. Don, you said the previous fastest Z1X was a Fox. Was that a Fox with a Gen 3 Hemi and tubed? No, I think Mac's gonna have to chime in here. I'm not sure. It was I'm not sure it was a Fox body, but I know it was a Mustang. But I don't think it had a Gen 3 Hemi. I think it had a Mac, help me out. I know you talked to ProCharger about the fastest D1X. So help me out in the comments down there. Daily driver definition, you can get in it and go wherever you feel like. Well, if that's your definition, then Shake and Bake's a daily driver. Just like I tell my 6'4" chat, make more power. F the carbon door and all that stuff. Street cars need to be safe. Yep. Congrats on the 8. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We're not quite the quickest D1X. We might be the quickest D1X in a Hemi, but we're not the quickest D1X. There, Mac hooked me up. 8.3 and a S550 tube chassis Mustang. So there you go. That thing doesn't weigh anything. Weighs more than a Fox body, but it doesn't weigh even close to what I'm running. Or in my case, compete in Rocky Mountain Race Week and place 10s in the class. That's for sure. Hard Rock lithium batteries will cut you down 40 pounds, but don't forget to charge it if your Challenger sits. Yep. All right. B-Pat's going back to Mac. Dave lets his car sit for months with his anti-gravity. Starts right up. Has a cool cutoff. If it gets too low automatically. Only happened once. Left the light on. Otherwise, it's been perfect. Nice. We should go to Florida for 6 weeks. That is the plan. I know Mac wants to do 6 week next year. We'll see if we can get in there. Let's go, Mac. We need to find a plug. Yep. Pro Charger and mid-9s for the week. Keep it simple and reliable. That's it. That's it. B-Pat, it's going to Mac. Cop car getting boosted soon. Yeah, buddy. He's got an F1A94. With a little motor, I say. That's right. Drop the cop cars for right. Getting it built. I'm Hot Rod. Dude was celebrating when I saw the 8s. Congrats on the journey with the 5.7 and this 392 best Hemi channel. Thanks, Hot Rod. I appreciate it, buddy. I really do. I try my best. You get 100% Dawn. I don't do a bunch of editing. I don't do a bunch of cutting things out. Now, I'll cut some of the ums and the buts and some of that out because people complain about hearing me and but all the time. So I do cut some of those out, but for the most part, it's 100% Dawn all the time. And it's going to stay that way. I don't need to go to 1 million subscribers, though that would be really cool to get 1 million subscribers. But yeah, I just do what I do, and if people watch, people watch. If they don't, they don't. Chrome Dome, someone needs a nap. 100%. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. That's another story though. Stuart, mine is stripped like scavengers, but I have full exhaust. All right. RTJ, that I love you're doing that for the 5.7 guys. Yeah, Jay's sticking it out for the 5.7 guys. Tim, 200 on salt twice. I'm going to need all the power. Forget the weight. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Cop car will run 9s, and it's keeping the cop cage. And all cars going to be about 4,800 pounds with the driver. Oof. God, this thing keeps jumping. Jay's, I believe it is pre-Eagle, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, nope, it's not pre-Eagle. Sorry about that. RTM, that's where I'm impressed. Yeah. The car is just, it's stupid. I say the 5.7 was crazy when we had the 5.7 running so well, but this thing is, the 6.4 is just stupid. It's just a different level. I must be the only one still pre-Eagle. I think so. I think so. Oh, for sure in a Hemi, confirmed that. So, yeah, we're the fastest Hemi with a D1X. Eric's got a pre-Eagle car. That's nice. B-Pat's too early for me. The factory all-wheel drive stuff still holding up. Yeah, I think the cop car's still holding up pretty good. All right, we're getting into the last 4 minutes. I'm gonna try and get down the rest of these chats. So you guys slow down on me a little bit. Quickest 6.4 is 8.6 right now with a turbo 415s and weight out. I want to see an 8.5 with a trailer hitch driven to and from on 17s. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. SRT Hemi, what's up, buddy? Your car running the time of those big stroker Hellcats without ported heads. Yeah, the heads aren't ported. The high ram's not ported. I ran it with a passenger seat. I ran it with the trailer hitch. So there's a lot of weight reduction we can still do. That some of those big stroker Hellcats have done. The bumper, the front bumper, the rear bumper stuff. I can take the seat out. I can take the trailer hitch off. Like I said, those two alone are over 100 pounds. So yeah, there's a lot of weight reduction we can do, and still keep it, daily drivable. And yeah, we're gonna see what we do in November. November's going to be interesting, so you guys stay tuned. You have a high compression setup, then yeah. Bad plum 10-1, 16 pounds of boost, yes sir. Let's go, Max. Certainly doable. Yep. Don, I can get you an anti-gravity sponsorship for sure. Still pricey, but a lot less when you're ready. I know we've been talking about a lot of stuff, man. I got to stop again. I got to stop. I got to wait for things to calm down a little bit. How hard was it to get the Eagle heads on there, Plum? Always wonder if the older all-wheel drive can hold big power. All right. Interesting. Did you swap out to an 8.8 to 1 piston? Bolt right on, just major push rods for stock pistons. Need thicker head gaskets for lower compression. Gotcha. Cop car 14, I think. It's the Gen 2 stuff, and it'll hold it. Oh, he's talking about holding the power. Keep the 60-foot slow in the high 1.4s. Make leave on less boost. Bring it in when it's moving. Yep. One bad plum's going back to Jay. Eric, I've been wanting to do it as well. No, he wants to know if there's a notable difference. Larger exhaust valves. Car has 14,000 miles, a 1.5 NA right now, 4,600 pounds, and ain't broke anything. Jay's going back to one bad plum. Eric's, one bad plum's going back to Eric. Eric's going back to one bad plum. I'm trying to catch up here because it's almost 10 o'clock. All the big name shops that race runs big strokers are nitrous or both with rate reduction. It went 8.5. They went faster when the 3.8 Whipple came out. Barely was running 8.5 with nitrous. Yeah. Well, hopefully we're about to run an 8.5 with a T1X Pro Charger, which is just ludicrous. Not sure how much more we can push it. Next year, full upgrade injector. Yep. Better yet, I'll get you a sponsorship after Dawn blesses my Cash App again. All right, folks, it is 10 o'clock. You know the deal. I like to cut this off at 10 o'clock. Let's see. We got a couple guesses in here, but hey, when we get to November, it's going to get crazy. We get into November. We're going all out. We're going for numbers when it comes to November. So you guys stay tuned. We're gonna be racing in October, but for the next 2 weekends, I'm out. So we won't have any race content anytime soon until, like I said, October. So I appreciate everyone supporting the channel, supporting me, keeping the chat going as always. You guys do a great job of that. And I 100% appreciate all of these super chats. Like I said, everything from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. I promise you that. But again, appreciate everybody. So until I should be able to do the weeklies for the next 2 weeks. So we'll do Wednesday night weeklies, but for content, I'll just have to see how it goes. But that's it for tonight, folks.